What up to the podverse and everybody sleeping in the cloud? Welcome to the Blacklog, where we talk black about TV, film, music. Sometimes we just digress into interesting conversations and drink coffee or tea, which is recommended by 3 out of 4 cardiologists. My name is Rod. That guy on the other side is my brother Ryan. Say hello, Ryan.
What's up? What's up? What's happening? What's happening?
What's cracking? What's cracking?
If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, like, follow, and share. SHARE. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star rating. And if you don't dig it, you don't want to give us a 5-star rating, just leave that 5-star. We promise to do better next time. And shout out to Tiffany Custom Creations, found at etiffanycreations.com. Check them out.
For all your apparel needs. Share us, people. It's kind of like on the 5th episode of Sesame Street. It was brought to you by sharing. Sharing is where you share this joy that we have with other people. Before we start, my washer broke down, and I had to go to the laundromat. I have not been to the laundromat in a minute. And a regular load costs $5.
Hey, man.
I have not, I don't remember how much it costs in Cook, but
Cook all? Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I don't remember how much it cost at Drew. I remember it was a lot of quarters.
But it wasn't $5. But
a lot of quarters, not $5.
I got to say, it gets the job done. It really does. And I'm not going to lie, I'm going to check on how much water they use because I'm really considering it. Say, you know what? I think I need to put an industrial strength washer and dryer in the house because, man, they get the job done. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I guess I had to digress because I just was so impressed by...
Hey, digress might as well. Shout out to Pope Leo.
Shout out to Pope.
Out the 7th ward, I think.
He is.
I think he's out the 7th ward.
His maternal great great grandmother was Celeste Lamel. Lamel being the surname of our family. Our grandfather dropped the L. We still don't know why, but we are Lamels. So you are looking at the Pope's cousins.
Everybody.
Did you see that one coming?
Hey, it's not like people from New Orleans didn't know he at least had descendants with the last name Prevost.
Because the moment everybody said Prevost, I know some Prevost. Prevost live in this. That's what everybody
Pope Leo, they out there acting a fool too. Pope Leo came to pump the party. Father Perry came to pump the party.
Now you see that? You see that? You just kind of
where they at? Let
me see now.
Where they at? Where that Pope Leo at? Where they at?
Hold on. Where Chris over say time out? Hold on.
Stop serving, watch your turkey.
But
stop, slide, biggity bounce, serve it, watch your turkey. Now look at God. Do the elderly law. Do the elderly. Pope Leo.
He did not. Pope Leo, you need to stop that right now. You need to stop that right now.
Pope Leo came to pump the party.
You gonna have
prime time came to pump the party.
Now when you have
Father Perry came to pump the party.
You gonna have problems trying to get in the church. Now when you get in, they're gonna be at the church looking at you like they're gonna be at the door sitting there looking at you just like this.
They already got videos of Pope Leo second lining.
Bruh. What you did just now. It's just come on, man.
I didn't say Pope Leo was getting the gat. I just said where they at.
But then you did that. Then you just did. You just the implication of where they at. It's like Leo. Come on, man. Shout out celebration to Leo the 14th, our cousin. What up, Leo? Trying to get tickets to that inauguration. If you could.
Yeah.
trying to get that Vatican. I got my passport updated, little dad. If
Hey,
you know,
Leo, don't you ain't gotta worry about me. You
I'm
ain't gotta send
trying.
me. You ain't gotta send me a ticket, bro.
I'm trying to get through. I'm
I
trying to
won't.
follow
I
through.
won't be there. I'm good.
I mean, I think it's hilarious because I know when they first heard Prevost, I was joking. A mutual friend of ours, in Purple Night, Rory Ferret, said that he was. I bet you he was a graduate of Brother Martin, and he drove up. He drove a Nissan Stanza. He said early Mista with some Marantz speakers in it, and I was dying laughing at it. I said, Lil Bobby used to fix cars in Gentilly at this
Pope,
spot right across from Dillon University.
Pope
And
Leo, Pope Leo was out there by Seafood City buying him some chiwis,
Seafood City,
some
family
green, getting
friend.
some green onion chiwis.
Come on, bro. Ooh, do you know I was at a spot called Orleans in York out here, and they had the green chiwis.
Oh,
They did.
I,
They did.
I literally ordered chiwis from the chiwis factory.
We have digressed from what our show, the blacklog, is really about. Because we have got caught up in industrial washers, and my cuz Leo,
Yeah.
Slick Leo is on the turntable. That's
Now
what
you talking about me?
his new name. It just came to me. His new name is Slick Leo. It's all right. Slick Leo used to be a DJ back in New Orleans who spun
Got to
records
be real. Got to be real.
at the place called The Famous with The Famous. Slick Leo is in there. Stop. All right, we're going to stop. We are about Different World. Second season. Debbie Allen has arrived. We're doing episode 14 titled Risky Business, a play on the popular movie 1983 starring Tom Cruise called Risky Business. Written by Cheryl Gard, a favorite at Different World, and directed by who? Oh, Debbie Allen.
Yep.
Special because we include some of the Huxtable family in this episode. How about that?
That's what we do.
Yes, we do. We open at the Huxtable home, and you know, Malcolm Jamal Warner was happy because he was picking up a check for a couple of lines.
Oh yeah, he was.
Claire is downstairs. She is getting ready to make a trip. She's going down to Hillman. She is hosting a business ethics seminar, and she is bringing her daughter Vanessa and daughter's best friend Cara. If y'all don't remember, fast talking Cara, stick 'em. Yes, her. Theo comes down with the bags, and he's coming. It's like, look, Ma, I don't know why you trying to hustle Vanessa to go to Hillman. What are you talking about? It's like, well, being that Sandra went to Princeton, I'm about to go to NYU, and Denise is, well,
In Africa.
in Africa, floating up river in a canoe. Let me tell you something. Denise and that Africa thing was just always great go-to. Like, we're in Different World, and we still dragging with Denise in Africa. Vanessa comes downstairs, and then Cara comes in, and she is on fire. Stick 'em. Yes, she is like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go to Howard. I'm gonna go to Spelman. We can check it out. Oh my God, it was a funny bit.
I always got a shout out to Howard. That was her thing.
That was her thing, and you know what? She gets checks today for that. She gets checks today.
Sure does.
They're ready to go. They go off. We cut to Gilbert lobby and an excited Vanessa and Cara still talking to Mile and Minute, followed by Claire, who is always selling Hillman. She is like something out of Glenn Ross. Always be selling. Always be closing. She is.
Oh, yeah.
But she starts talking about, I remember Gilbert Hall, this, that, and the other. And Vanessa kind of clowns and says, I read the brochure, Ma. I read the brochure. Jaleesa enters and says hello. I mean, I don't know how many times Claire met Jaleesa, but she just seems quite real.
I mean, she probably saw them every time they went up there, or
you know what? I'm only going by how many times we saw her go up there. There's no telling how many times. Yes. And Jaleesa says hello. An annoyed Whitley.
Not to mention phone calls.
Yeah. And you know what? And Whitley was with him. An annoyed Whitley enters. And Jaleesa expresses missing Denise. And Whitley's like, Whitley shows no sense of covering or just like, like, I don't know how Claire should really feel about that. Like, about Whitley
Right.
with her response about Denise. Like, you know, Jaleesa saying, we really, really miss Denise. And Whitney's like, meh. Like,
Man, you know, Whitley is known. I'm pretty sure Whitley is known very much so in that household. Denise has probably talked about her thousands of times from her freshman year. So
yeah,
you know,
I'm just talking about Claire Huxtable. Claire Huxtable. That's all. How she would feel. Jaleesa states that Vanessa. And let me state, Whitley is clearly annoyed by Cara already. Jaleesa states that one of you can stay in my room and one of you can stay with Whitley. And then Whitley's like, I suggest that we stay together and they could have their own room. And the girls will get, they get so excited. They get so excited. And Claire's like, you know, you really don't have to do that. And Whitley's like,
yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
yes,
sure
we
do.
do.
Yep.
We go to the job fair space. Ron is hanging up signs, and Dwayne is standing. He's like, man, Ron is forever helping around.
Hanging up signs?
Hanging up signs. Do you remember being that helpful around how? Do you remember?
That would be a negative.
Yeah, I don't remember being that helpful around Howard. Dwayne mentions how he's going to get a internship with Kenesha Wild Electronics, a name that we will hear over the next few years. And in walks Claire. And he sees Claire, he gets excited. Oh my God, Miss Huxtable. Or should I say Grandma Huxtable? And the look on her face like says, maybe you should not. maybe you should not.
I'm trying to figure out though, I was waiting for you to say it. It may have not come up yet. There was a computer genius named, and I was able to catch it.
Yes. Oh, you do? Because what's his name?
I caught it this time.
He said, who is the only computer?
Thad
Mumford. Because what's his name is saying, like, I'm going to get, who do you think is going to get there? Who is the computer genius on campus? And he says, some name, but then he says, Thad Mumford? No. And Thad Mumford is a writer and producer on Different World and has written some pretty good episodes. And
I was proud of myself because I actually caught that.
And you should be. Watch this. Yeah. Strong J. It is about the Strong J. I like that's your inside Hollywood. You say, hey, I saw that name.
I caught it. I caught it.
You thought you pushed that by me, but I noticed.
I caught it.
A little something.
I was on top of things. Yeah.
A little inside the writer's room, inside baseball, I guess. But then we hear Philip Dalton. Someone's saying Claire Hanks played by Robert Hooks. Robert Hooks is a well-known actor. You know his son, you may know his son. I don't know. His son is Kevin Hooks, who used to be on The White Shadow. And he's a well-known
I remember
director.
The White Shadow, but I wouldn't remember.
Oh, well, he played Thorpe. The guy with glasses, like I said.
I do remember him.
Look at it.
I do remember him. He had the Kareem. He had the Kareem glasses on.
Now look at you.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that.
And he was a point guard. Yeah,
I don't remember all that. No, I see you going too far.
No, I'm not going too far.
I don't remember that. I said for me, you going too far.
But you remember, but the moment I said, he said, all right. He said, I don't know. He's like, I do know. See, I'm just saying. And he walks up and she says, puppy.
That was hilarious to me, bro. Kept calling that
And
dude puppy, bro.
I know. And Puppy, he's talking about saying, "What are you doing? Last time I saw you, you was at graduation, yelling summa cum laude and all this other stuff." And then they start to catch up, and it's like, "Whatever happened to that skinny young fella you used to date? Uh, Huxtable? Yeah." And she said,
No.
"I married him." Really?